What's wrong, Peanut? Oh, I heard you say all. Anyway, it's gonna be on operator talk. This will be a live Q&A too, man. I know I gave an improv too. Come on now, I can't hear it, Smarty. Come on. It's gonna be a live Q&A. I know I gave it like a last minute improv too. So it's gonna be on operator talk 101. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't even see my live on here. Shout out to everybody in the room. Where you guys from in the room that came in so far? Let me see. I got a live one on here. Yeah. Let me see. I got a live one on here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm gonna let some more people get in the room, guys, and we'll get started. How do I look? Do my video look pixeled out? My video look pixeled out? I don't know who this is in the room, but my pixel look crazy. How the video look? Let me see. Let me put it in the chat. All right, guys, I'm taking some questions, man. We gotta go questions, guys. You guys any questions? You put them in the chat right now. Waiting on some more people get in the room. I'll do the video look. Let me see. Put video wrong like a mug, boy. I'll do the video look. Hey, what's going on, Woods and Bikes? How you doing, man? I'll do the video look. Okay. Do it look pixeled out? How did the video look, guys? I don't know. The last time it was looking super crazy. Anybody got any questions, man? Before we get started, guys, I'm talking. This is gonna be on operator talk 101, man. I'm gonna get into it in a minute. For those who want to be owner operators, if you're a company driver, you want to be an owner operator. I'm gonna try to break some stuff down in this video here. All right, it says, what's up, bro? What is the charge for consultation call? I don't do, but it was $250 for 1 hour, but I don't do them anymore. DB, I don't do one-on-ones no more, guys. I don't have them. I don't offer that no more. But I do offer a package in my TRUCKERNOMICS Academy though, where it's group coaching twice a week. You know what I'm saying? As long as you pay the fee per month to stay subscribed to it, then we'll all have a group session meeting twice a week. I offer that. I'm trying to get away from one-on-ones because it's costing so much of my time. You know what I'm saying? All right, it said the glare on the right side. The glare. Hold on, what's it about? Let me see something. Hold on. Does that work? Is that better? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Is it better? Hold on, man. Hold on, guys. God dog it. Peanut, come here. Hold this right here. Hold this.
You said hold it?
Hold this right here.
Okay.
No, just hold it up, baby.
Oh. Okay.
No, not like that. No, just like this.
Okay.
Peanut. You in the count, baby. You can see. Say hey to me, baby. Say hey, baby.
Who?
Hey, shout out to my old subscribers, Caleb Bean Show. It's Caleb Bean. She grew up. She all big and stuff.
What?
I know. Yeah, you on now. It's too late now. You already on
No, delete me off that.
Hold this, Peanut. Move your finger, baby. Your finger. Right here. Never mind. God, girl.
No,
You're causing more problems in a little bit.
I got it.
It's all right. Go ahead. I got you. Thank you, baby. I don't know. The glare still looks bad. What's the bikes? You the one that says it still look bad. Is that better? I don't know, man. I'm rolling with it. But anyway, all right. What's the bikes? Okay, I ain't got nothing. Guys, got any questions? Put in the comments for you guys. I get a lot of emails about questions. If you got any questions, put it in here now. Now's the time to put it in here. Cause I'm gonna talk about owner operators, guys. If you want to be an owner operator, because I get so many messages about being owner operators. What's going on, Andrew Williams said, be happy to have a great dad. Man, look here. I'm happy. I don't know about her, but I'm happy. What's going on, Long Way Fargo, Yahoo? Yahoo, for shout out, man. You guys got any questions, man? Put it in the chat, guys. I'm trying to answer the questions while I'm in here, you know. I'm gonna talk about being owner operator tonight, man. Cause my Q&As, I want to be just questions, but sometimes people don't have no questions, so I got to put something up. My last Q&A I took down because I don't like I said I won't put videos up just to have them up. So if this one go good tonight, I'll leave this one up. But if it just go kind of like stagnant, I'm gonna take it down. But all right, Long Way Fargo said, what you think about JB Hunt leasing on? What I think about leasing on to JB Hunt? You talking about? That's what you mean? Or Long Way, break that down a little bit. Tell me, you leasing on to JB Hunt? Leasing on? What you talking about? What I think about that? Or do you think about JB Hunt leasing on people, period? Intermodal. JB Hunt, I would say this from my experience. I got a couple buddies at JB Hunt right now. They run intermodal. They leased on to them. The pay it wasn't the greatest, but I tell you, they have consistent work. You know. Come on, my screen is showing good, guys. Could you hear me? Okay. I know some Michael Jackson going on in the background here. My daughter got some stuff going on in front, man. Could you guys see me okay? Could you hear me okay, too? Could somebody put yes in the chat or something? Tell me something. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah. It depends on what you want, man. Like I said, if you want to be an owner operator and you want some consistency, I would say, yeah, go with JB Hunt. But the pay ain't the greatest, but it'll be more consistent. Again, it varies from like terminal to terminal. Okay, am I still there, guys? Did I go away? My phone said reconnecting. Man, what the heck is going on here? Let me see something. Could you? Am I here, guys? Because my phone had reconnected on there. It says live. What is it? Let me see this. But to answer the question, Fargo, I hear you was a bike. I'm finna answer that 1 second, man. Thank you, Long Way. All right. If you want some consistency with freight, go with JB Hunt. But the pay, it varies. Like I said earlier, like I said in the last live, guys, it depends on what video you go to, what company you go to. It depends on how the people, they like you or not. Like the dispatcher like you vibe with them, they vibe with you. Because the company could be a good company, but you may not have a good relationship with the planners or dispatchers, and it may seem like a bad company to you because y'all just not getting along. Sometimes you could ask to switch planners and stuff like that and dispatchers, but as far as like the long answer short, JB Hunt got consistent work. I would say that you will stay busy with them because they got so much work. All right, Woods and Bike says, how is the intermodal market in Chicago, bro? It's slow right now. Well, to me, what I'm doing is slow. It's slow right now. And a couple other guys I talked to is kind of slow, but everybody not slow. Slow is like relative. It depends on what company you're with and what you're doing. Everybody not slow. Like smaller companies, surprisingly, they could be kind of busy because they don't have there's many drivers. They got more work than they got drivers, so it'll appear to be busy to them. But for companies who like mid-size and like big, large companies, it may be slow for them because they don't have as much work to keep all their drivers working because they have more drivers. It's all context. It depends on how you look at it. All right, DB said, what are the signs of a bad brake chamber? Sometimes you hear brake chamber leaking. Sometimes it leak. Sometimes it just go out. The spring just busts and it goes out. And it'll keep your brakes locked up. You know what I'm saying? But if you look in your brake chamber and your brake chamber goes out, it's a bolt. I don't even know. I'm about to do like this. It's a bolt. If you look in your brake chamber, somebody have stolen it because they steal bolts all the time. You could put your bolt inside your brake chamber and cage it, and they release the brake. Or at least go get it changed. If your boat ain't stolen, they keep stealing my boats, man. Them guys, they pretty fast with that, man. You do it long enough. But the signs of it going out, you can hear it leaking. Sometimes you can hear it leaking, sometimes you can't. What you do is you pressing your parking brake, chalk your wheels, and walk around your thing. You could hear it. You'll hear it leaking. If it's leaking, you'll hear it leaking. Sometimes they don't give you no sign, just go out. All right, what's going on, Pop Tart? How you doing, man? Well, how you doing, gal? I called you man. Sorry about that. Andrew Williams said, "Do you have your own authority?" No, I don't. I don't have my own authority. I'm leased on. Woods and Bike said a couple on here in Cali, they work for 2 weeks due to low freight rates, but they run skateboards. Yeah, man. I mean, you know something? That's what I'm gonna touch on too. When ain't no questions coming in, I'm gonna touch on. You want to be an owner operator? These some things you really got to consider, man. But as long as the questions keep coming in, I'm gonna keep answering them, and then we'll just go from there. So 2 weeks being down with low freights. I mean, Corona is gone, guys. I'm gonna say this: Corona is gone, and stuff is kind of all out of whack. Like the slow period is like different time periods now than others. So, in order to like really just, it's kind of hard to ping busy times and slow times right now. So, I tell anybody, man, position yourself. You're a truck driver, you're owner operator. Position yourself, man. But on 2 weeks they was down because rates are slow. That's when you have other businesses going on. Like you have real estate going on. You probably go take care of the properties, or you got other investments. You got something else going on. So when times are slow, you not hard up to like try to run your truck for like dirt cheap freights because you got to make some type of money. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I think that a lot of guys just don't. They don't get it. I don't think a lot of guys I talk to get it. They don't get that. They just truck it to the end of the world. I get it. You could be a trucker to the end of the world all you want, man. But this stuff, the volatility, man, it'll give you gray hair. I'll tell you that. So I understand. I feel they paying down 2 weeks. Now they got to run a month just to break even. Now I'll break that down in another video. All right, Pop Tart says, I'm lagging. Can't hear you but blurry. I'm blurry? Dang. There we go. Hold on. Son. All right, said the dang. There we go. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to. Hold on, Pop Tart. I'm working it out, Pop Tart. Son. All right. I don't know what I could do with this, man. I don't even know what I could do with this. Son. All right. Could you guys still hear me, though? I don't know what I could do with this. Could you guys still hear me? I don't even know what I could do with this. Son. Yeah, I'm lagging like a mug, boy. Man, I don't know, guys. Man. These lives will get better, guys. The second one seems like it's taking a dump right now. All right. All right, Pop Tart said, no, Long Way Fargo said, are they able to book their own loads in a modal? Audio is good. Cool. Thank you, man. Thank you, because, man, it's looking real crazy on my end over here. Okay, Long Way Fargo said, are they able to book their own loads in a modal? We talking about like JB Hunt? Are JB Hunt able to book their own loads? I don't think so. I think there's like I ain't gonna say it's forced dispatch, but it's dispatch. I don't think you go on a load board and like that. Not 100%. Maybe JB Hunt do things differently, but over here where I'm at, when I'm talking to guys I talk to, no, they usually how this go is like you say you lease onto like a company like a JB Hunt or a Hub Group or JB Hunt and Hub Group. I'm gonna use them too, right? Let's say you hooked onto them. You don't actually go on the load board with them guys. What you do is if you leased onto up under their authority, it means you run up under their DOT number. You know what I'm saying? You get dispatched. Thank you, DB. I'm not lagging. Cool, man. Man, that lowered my blood pressure. Thank you, bro. I was sure thinking like I'm just talking for no reason. You know what I'm saying? All right. So when you lease onto a company, what it is they have like a load board. They probably look on, but you don't look on it yourself. So they offer you so many loads. Like they got the board. They got to clear. They got so many loads they got to get off their board, whatever. Any dispatchers in the house, man, now it's time to chime in on that. But from my experience, they just offer you certain type of loads, and then you pick which ones that you're able to do. And they may offer you incentives, like if you run so many loads, they'll give you a bonus, or if you don't call off so many days, they'll give you a bonus, stuff like that. But to actually go on the board yourself, JB Hunt don't operate like that, or Hub Group don't operate like that. Some companies do. I think Mad Duck offer that. There's a couple other companies out here that do it. I ain't even going to name them because I don't want to sound like an idiot. Because I don't know if they 100% they do it or not, but I know some out here do it. All right, so Pop Tart said freight rates are just down everywhere. A lot of places slow right now, slow for freight. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man, you can't just be a truck driver, man. I'm telling you guys, you can't be, man. You got to be more than just a truck driver. All right, Woods and Bike says they may have that. Sure, the equipment is paid for though. They're sort of okay. Yeah, they probably position themselves right. They've been driving a while. You got to position yourself right. Then when it's freight is slow, you can actually go fishing, go do things you really enjoy without being harder for money. Versus trying to run some loads because you just got to make ends meet. Now you load chasing. That's when the problems come into play. Good stuff, Wood and Bikes, man. Tell them salute to them, man, because they actually winning the game. Because a lot of guys they don't understand that. All right, Andrew Williams said, how many loads do you do a day, or do you try to make a certain amount a day? It depends what the loads is paying. With me, what I do today, like I said, today, this is what I do. I try I try to do as many loads as possible. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much as doable for the day. And what I mean, according to the pay of the loads you get. With the company I'm with now, the loads pay pretty decent. So I don't have to do a bunch of them loads to make ends meet. You know what I'm saying? I could do a couple of them joints and I'd be cool. But I try to knock out as many as I could. You know, if I'm on a road and it's like 6 hours in, I knocked out like 2 or 3 loads already, 6 hours, and I got able to squeeze in 2 more loads to maximize that day, I would try to do it. Now, if I'm already 14 hours in on a day and I'm did 2 loads, I'm calling the one, man. I'm just over. It's 14 hours. I mean, what you gonna do? So it depends on what your tolerance is. You go for the loads or you go for the amount. It depends on what the pay per loads is. It depends on what all you got to do to get the money for the day. If you got a certain number you want to reach. I tell any owner operators, you want to bring home at least $500 after fuel every day if possible. A lot of people don't do that. Surprisingly, they don't. I was in that category for years, so I understand how it goes. But sometimes you can't get close to it as possible, you know. So you can't get it that day. Try to go the next day. All right. Let me see. I'm looking up here. I'm looking at my computer. I got the chat up here. I got my phone right here, so I have to look on the phone. In case you guys wonder why this guy looking over this way. It says, how many low? Okay, I had there. Pop Tart. Yes, we can hear you. Thank you, Pop Tart. Thank you, Woods and Bike. Audio is good. IDB. What are signs of bad slack adjusters? They start sticking. DB, if you have a bad slack adjuster, they start sticking. Next time you get your slack adjusters, that you get your brakes adjust, ask the mechanic when you're adjusting the brake. If it's kind of like I'm trying to explain this. If you kind of like feel it like, well, if you do it yourself, if you're adjusting the brakes and you kind of feel like it's kind of stiff a little bit, stiff. If it ain't flowing when you turn that slack adjuster, the nut is supposed to flow freely because it's grease in there. It's supposed to flow. If it's like kind of like either it needs some grease or it's going bad, and eventually it just go out on you. Ask me how I know, and I'll tell you the same, baby. I'll tell you the same. Been through a lot, man. No more lag video is good. Thank you, Long Way. I appreciate that, man. DB, it's not lagging. Good stuff. Woods and Bikes, yeah, long time. That's good, man. That means they winning at the game. And now people take that. I'm gonna say this too, guys. People take that. I've heard some people take the wrong way. Talking about you winning and losing. Listen, we gotta understand something, and I'm gonna get to in this video, guys. The whole purpose of working, you gotta understand why you working. You're working to provide for your family. You're working to keep the wolf away from the door, right? Whether you're driving a truck, whether you're owner operator, whatever it is you're doing, right? If you go on to work and you ain't accomplishing that, something is wrong. And a lot of times people live check to check and they're not accomplishing that. So you have to position yourself so that you're not stressed out going to work. You'll work a lot better when you're less stressed. Less stress means if you don't make a bunch of money today, okay, cool. You ain't gonna get kicked out your house the next week because you set yourself up. You know what I'm saying? We working, especially on operators. You know, I'm gonna touch on this one second. Let me touch on some of these questions real quick. All right, Pop Tart said low board is nothing but dumping ground. Right now, where all the mega carriers are dumping on there, and their freight brokers is watering it down. Yeah, man, it's brokers. It's a brokers market right now, and I'll explain that in another video. Woods and Bike says, what are your hours of rules for being a local driver? What you mean, like there's too many drivers coming calling cheap freight? All right, hold on, let me answer this person real quick. That was a statement. Oh, I was a service. Being local, it works out because here's the thing: when you local, if you don't go like a 150-mile radius in Chicago, you don't have to run a logbook. But I run a logbook, so in case people wonder, I run the ELD. My truck is qualified for ELD. But what's good about running local is, especially when you run rail yards, sometimes you do some sitting. So if you work 5 or 6 hours of the day driving and you sit for 30 minutes, it resets your 8 hours again. You still only got 14 hours to do in a day, you know, but the more you sit, it keep resetting because you have to drive 8 hours straight in order to take a 30-minute break to do a reset. So by me stopping so much, I don't ever have to do a reset because I'm always sitting 30 minutes somewhere and just reset and I just keep on rolling. So I don't have to pull up to the side and just wait my 30 minutes nowhere. If you see me sitting on the side of the road somewhere, it's because I'm broke down. When I'm out there to work, I'm out there to get my money and get back home. All right. It says too many drivers companies are hauling that cheap freight. Wilson Bike says get direct shippers if you can. Yeah, when you get direct shippers, you gotta direct ship. Good stuff, Wilson Bikes. I'm gonna say this. Um, I tell anybody again, if you want to be an owner operator and you want to go all the way, I'm gonna say it like this for the record. I don't want to go all the way with trucking. I'm not that dedicated to trucking. So some people say, well, you know, no, I'm not. I'm not that dedicated to trucking, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. But if I was to be dedicated to trucking like that, and I had the mindset of I'm gonna be trucking till it's all over with, I will get my truck. I will scale my company slowly and more securely. I would secure direct shippers. I will have some of my trucks. I'm gonna say this: if I was to get my own authority and I would get my own numbers and I was go grow my company, what I'll do is this is how I would do it. I would start off with one truck with me driving, since I'm driving already. I'm lease onto a company. I still have my authority active. I will lease onto a company while my authority is Asian, and then I will run upon somebody's authority. I will give it a company that got slip seating. I will run my truck during the day, and I'll put another driver in it at night. That way I'm making double money off of one truck while my authority is still Asian. Then once I do that, I'll probably add another truck onto that company, do slip seating with that. And then I'll have a third truck, and I will have it on a load board. And I will just float freight on a load board because it's a spare truck anyway. And then once I get secure enough with that, and I start contacting direct shippers with that, I will start moving my trucks from this company I was leased on to over there to the direct shippers that was once working the load board. That was a nugget, man. I hope somebody take that. Big O, what's going on? Bronx, shout out to Bronx. Good stuff, man. Billy Madison, West Texas checking in. Shout out to Billy Madison. What's going on, man? Wilson Bike says, unless you jammed up at the rail. For sure, man. I get jammed up all the time, baby. But yeah, man. So, any more questions, guys? Throw them in the chat, man. And throw them in the chat. While y'all throwing them in the chat, I'm finna start rambling on about some stuff. Look, if you want to be an owner operator, right? And I think a lot of us just think about being an owner operator. We don't think about going beyond that moment of being an owner operator. I'm gonna get my dough, and I'm just gonna pay my bills, and I'm gonna be doing this forever. If you think about it like that, before you know it, 1 year passed, you running loads, paying your bills. 2 years passed, you running loads, paying your bills. 3 years passed, before you know it, you up, you down, you have some good ups, you have some bad downs, you have some good ups and downs. Before you know it, 10 years passed, 15 years passed, you're still in the same position you was in 15 years ago. It's just, you just think you're progressing. No, when you're on operator, you got to think long term. You got to think of an exit strategy, how to get up out the game eventually. Because if you don't strategically place yourself in a position to be able to work, to build up income, to replace your income, you go continue to be chasing loads until you 50, 60, 70 years. So you can't do it no more. I see some guys get out the truck with their back bent over, man. I'm like, dude, I don't want that to be me, man. All right, let me see what's going on here, and I'll be back to that, guys. Andrew Williams said, what do you think about 70% of load and 90% for fuel? Let me read that again. Let me slow down, guys. All right, Andrew Williams said, what do you think about 70% of the load and 90% for fuel that was once placed as offering? Hey, Andrew, try to retype that so I can understand. Make sure I understand that correctly for one, and make sure I answer it correctly for two. All right, Woods and Bike says, if you lease on to somebody, know your worth. Don't work cheap. Know your bottom line. Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. You could. Some companies will play you cheap. I'm trying to figure. I'm sitting there doing all this. I'm doing all this crazy stuff right here. I'm thinking. I'm trying to comprehend what he was saying. That's what I was doing all this right here for. When you lease onto a company, some companies will have cheap freight and they will have cheap runs, and you really got to do a lot of moves for a little bit of money. I think that's what you're talking about, Woods and Bikes. I'm not sure. Cheap by knowing your worth. Knowing your worth, to me, is keeping your L's clean, man, and don't be a job hopper, but also know your worth to know if you're not fulfilling your magic number, you're not meeting your magic number, you got to move around. Because eventually you'll go down with the ship, man. Eventually you'll go down with the ship. I say this, guys. Before I left the other company, this is a YouTube thing, guys. My channel is mainly about 20s and 40s, right? I did other things on the channel, on the YouTube channel. But I didn't want to leave a company because I don't want to give up the content of doing 20s and 40s. So I was literally set on fire, and I was going down with the ship because I was thinking like, man, I just got to keep making content pertaining to this. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was going down hard with the ship, man. I was like, forget it. It got so bad, I just had to cut ties, man. Like, if you two go down with this, so what? I'm not finna go down with this burning ship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all about knowing your worth too. All right, let me get up here. Woods Bike says, have a lawyer to negotiate the contract. Yes, sir. I will do that. Invest in yourself. I'm all over the place, man. Invest in yourself. People are afraid to invest in themselves. Like when I was doing the one-on-one coaching, guys, I had people say, man, why your price is so high? I said, man, you get 20 years of experience in an hour call. Come on, man. You got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in people. Some people just cheat, man. They just cheat. And you wonder why you get the same results every single year. Every year you end up in the same, why I ain't moved? Why I ain't changed? What have you learned different? If you're doing the same thing, you'll get the same results. I don't know. I get it. I don't know. All right. Pop-Tart said, what I meant was to say was that the load board is nothing else but a dumping ground for mega fleets. It's nothing but garbage being dumped on the board, and the brokers are watering that down too. That's what the brokers do sometimes. I think the brokers is cool for like the shippers and receivers. They don't have to, because here's the thing. When I used to work LTL, right? The LTL companies that I work for had direct contact with the shippers and receivers. So that means every day a salesman have to call the customer. They have to call in the work, call in the load, call in the pickups every day, right? So now in the LTL world that works because it's less than truckload. So you don't have a full load coming from one pallet. You know what I'm saying? So the load board, the brokers don't work too good in that world. But I can see the headache because sometimes I go to customers like, man, I ain't call y'all today. What you doing showing up? Well, I called y'all to show up and y'all didn't show up for this one load, one pickup, one pallet. So I can see how the brokers don't fit in with that world. But how do the brokers fit in as far as like, how do I want to say this? I don't understand how the brokers is a beneficial to the carriers at times. They're more beneficial to the shippers and receivers because they less calls they got to make per day to try to get a load move every single day. They throw the load on the load board. I have a broker they deal with. They move their loads. They get a contract with them to move their loads. That's beneficial to them, but I don't think it's beneficial to the carriers too much. As far as us not having to look for loads, but we still got to look for them anyway. Then we find them, we got to negotiate a rate with you. You a middleman. I'm just saying. All right, let me get up here. Let me get back in the comments, guys. I'm on my little rant. All right, What's the Bike says, yup. Okay, cool beans. All right, Pop-Tart said, hey, but they better know their numbers. Man, you got to know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, boy, you just floating out there. All right, Andrew Williams said, a company here is offering 70% per load and 90% for fuel. 90% for fuel. Do you think it's a good deal? It depends. It depends, Andrew. I'm gonna say why, because you gotta ask 70% of what? Listen, I say this. I'd rather take 70% of 1,500 than 90% of 700. I'm gonna say that again. I'd rather take 70% of 1,500 than 90% of 700. That's what I said. So it depends. It depends. When people say, well, they paying 80% of the load, they paying 70%. 70% of what? How do you know? Do you see the original Raycon? I had this one company I was with. They paid me 80% to move loads, right? The dispatcher accidentally sent over the original Raycon to me. Instead of me sending the modified Raycon, sent the original one. And I seen what the load really paid. And I was like, do I get 80% of this? They're like, no, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. I'm like, no, it wasn't a mistake. This number look a lot better than other number I had. You know, they backtracking now because I wasn't supposed to see that. That's why I say, so 70% of what? That's the thing. That's the question. I don't know. If I was you, I would talk to the drivers there. I'm trying to, let me focus. I would grab some drivers that work for that company, if you could, and ask them, hey, how much do you average per week? Average owner operators, guys. Here we go. I'm gonna say this. Average owner operators. Now, this varies. Average owner operators make anywhere between $1,500 a week after fuel and $2,500 a week after fuel. So up in there. Now, some companies do more, some companies do less. So that's the average. So if your company paying $1,800 and this company right here paying $2,200, if you really break down all the nuts and bolts of it, it's kind of paying similar. Like they may pay more for the fuel on the fuel surcharge on this one, or they may pay more per load on this one, but they take it something somewhere else. They do market rates. So if one company, the reason I know this because the company I was with, I ain't gonna say on here who I was with who did this. They called us in the office and told us they paying us too much. They said, according to the market rate, this is the average owner operators make in this region, and we are paying y'all guys this. So therefore, we're paying you guys too much according to the market. That's how I know they do that. And I'm like, hey man, what they got to do with us? We running loads, so they cut our rates. I'm just saying. All right. Andrew said I do containers here local in Ohio. I do containers here in Ohio local. Yeah, man. It just depends on. You just got to make it work for you, man. Andrew, all I can say is, man, get in the mix of it, and find your number, and work your number, and take care of the truck, and invest your money in other things too. Not just in your truck, but in other things too. Hold off on new cars and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hold off on that stuff for a minute, and take your money and make it work for you. Invest in IULs and stuff like that. That eventually you can become your own bank, like infinite banking and all that stuff. That way, if you do want to grow your business or something, you could just take money from your index universal life insurance policy, something like that, and then you could draw money off of that. Or you could just, there's ways to become your own bank. The way you gotta do it, take your money and put it to work. Take your money, go let them get pregnant, and bring you back more money. That way, it takes pressure off of you. That's all I can say about this. Really make it work for you. All right, rate cons are most important. Yep, Pop-Tart. All right, the last laugh you said you can give advice on how to get started in a motor as a motor carrier. How can I obtain information from you? DB said let me read this right. DB said the last laugh you said you can give advice on how to get started in a motor as a motor carrier. How can I obtain that information from you? Yeah, man, I need to get my number, guys. My number, DB, if you get a chance, look in the comments. I'm sorry I don't have the number right now on me. I got it on my phone, but my phone is doing a live right now. If you look on the older video, look in the description box. My phone, my business number is down there. Shoot me a text and we can talk more about that, how to get your information. I'll get you right. I'm telling you that. Just shoot me a text. Go to an older video. I don't know if this live right here gonna stay up. I'm not sure, guys. The last one, like I said, if this one go good, I'll leave this one up. But the last one I took down because it was like kind of random. I know it's the first one, so it's kind of random. I have the number M. Wait, I'm looking at both comments, man. Let me focus over here. All right, what'd I say? Yeah, just get the number in the comments. Just shoot me a text. Say, hey, man. I offer that stuff in the academy too, DB. So just holler me about getting in the academy, man. Just shoot me a text. We'll wrap. If anybody want to get in the academy, interested in the academy, guys, the number below, this text academy in there. You have the number, cool. Shoot me a text, say academy, man. Shoot me a text and say, schedule a call, man. We'll get on a call. Make sure we ain't working, so we won't waste each other's time. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can help you, I will help you. If I can't help you, I'm gonna tell you, man, I ain't gonna be able to help you. I don't want to waste your time. I can probably direct you in a way to kind of get you on the right path if I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want I'm not into just doing something without helping somebody. I want to help. To create value both ways. So just shoot me a text, say, man, book a call. We'll schedule a call, man. I'm gonna call with you. We'll see what's up. It says Wilson Bike says get everything in writing for a contract. Get everything in writing. I got some of my favorites, Joe. Yeah, get everything in writing, man. Be a business. Like I say, man, be a business. You're a business, man. Spend money. Spend money on yourself. If you don't spend it now up front, you're going to spend it on the back end. I guarantee it. Hire somebody to show you what to do, or hire your lawyer. Put money into your stuff, man. Because if you don't try to go the cheap route, you're going to pay. You're going to pay in the end. I did that. I learned that the hard way. I'm just saying. All right, Wilson Bike says, you often said, I think that local and regional intermodal usually pay better than OTR. In my experience, I would say I was OTR and I did local. Local paid more than OTR. I mean, as a company driver, to me. Besides, I'm kind of biased because I don't like OTR. I was one of them dudes in the truck stop looking like, man, I got to get out of here. So, because I don't like just sitting around, man. I can't. That just does something to me, man. So I want to go to work, get my stuff over with, and go to a normal life. when I was over the road, every day seemed the same. Sunday felt like a Friday. Friday felt like a Saturday. Saturday felt like a Tuesday. Every day felt the same. I'm like, man, I can't do this, man. So I'm like, nah. But you do work more when you're local. I would say that. But still, I don't care if I come home for an hour. I'll come home, be a normal person. I call it detruckerizing. I would detruckerize for 1 hour and go back to be a trucker. You know what I'm saying? That's just my mentality. All right. DB said I have the number. Cool, DB, man. Shoot me a text, bro. Say book a call, man. And we'll get to the bottom of that. All right, Pop Talk on Trucker said it's cleared up and sound good. Thank you. I'm glad. Thank you, YouTube world. And thank you, phone company. I appreciate it. All right, Pop Talk on says, what do you think about driver's ID and the barcode? Well, this was you talking about last time, right? With the barcode getting scanned. They do that. You go see a video. You go see a video from me saying it's over. I'm out of it, man. I'm out of it. I ain't on that, man. How you gonna scan my stuff while you're rolling? So Pop Tart, I don't like that. I'm just answering your question. Andrew says the further you go to get bigger, the toe. You said Andrew said the further you go to the bigger the toe. What you mean? What you mean, Andrew? What you talking about? All right, Pop Tart on Trucking says right now the money is running out of Florida and for the hurricane relief loads. I'm pretty sure it is, man. You know, they're gonna pay more. See, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. It's gonna sound crazy, but what I'm gonna say it anyway. Money is an opportunity in trucking. You gotta be an opportunist because if things is normal, they not gonna pay you. Like when they had the Hurricane Katrina stuff, and they had truckloads going down there, them loads was paying amazing. Only reason I didn't do it was because I didn't want to do it. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to do it. I ain't want to go there. I ain't want to go nowhere near that place. I didn't want to do it. But in catastrophes, man, the loads pay a lot better. But when things is normal, here's the thing, when there are more drivers than loads, the rates is down. So you may have in east region of the country, you may have more drivers over there than you got loads trying to get out. So the rates gonna be lower. Then in the west side of the country, west coast, you may have more freight than you got drivers, so the rates will be higher because they got more loose, they got to move out of there. So it depends. You got hot markets, you got hot pockets of hot markets, but it's all about positioning, man. Again, it's positioning, man. You got some guys that run around, they run throughout the whole country, man, chasing loads, chasing freight. It's hot over here. I'm gonna go over there. It's hot over there. I'm gonna go over here. I'm not there, man. I'm not there, guys. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trucked out, man. I've been doing this 20 years, man. I'm a little wore down, man. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. All right, Pop Tart said right now. Okay, that's all I read that one already. Pop Tart going truck said loads are paying up around $15 a mile. Yeah, you better get it while it's available, man. I mean, because when them tables turn, baby, they be negative $15 a mile. You were like, I'm back. I digress. All right, Woods and Bikes, are you concerned about being replaced by robot trucks? Now in the rail yards, I'm not. The way them robot trucks come in if they want to. Like my mommy told me, I don't know. They start like, man, what's wrong with your truck? Get about that jam driver. That's what's wrong with your truck. Your mama ain't tell you about days like this. That's what your mama ain't tell you. Robot. I'm back. All right. Pop Tart Gon says my husband said he will retire if my husband said he will retire if he is given a barcode or ID. Yep. I'll be right behind him. You know what I'd do if I wasn't doing this guy? If I wasn't building my own company, building my own business outside of trucking, well, with trucking, but outside of trucking, my academy, I'll be a full stack developer. So if they start doing this stuff here, you'll see me with some glasses on, with a white coat on, somebody in Google somewhere coding some stuff. That's where you'll see me at. Like, trucker, like, what you doing here? I'm a coder, baby. That's what I do. I code. People think I'm playing. I ain't playing. All right. What's the Bike says we already have barcodes on our driver's license. Yeah, that's different though, man. That's different. So when the state police pull you over, they got to scan that. You know what I'm saying, or run your number. But Pop Top Gone Trucking saying they're gonna be able to scan you from like rolling. Pop Tart, put in the comments. Did you say that they gonna scan you while you're rolling to scan your stuff? If I remember correctly. Now that's different. Barcoding your license. I gotta get on my pocket first. You gotta at least get close to me and scan my pocket. We're talking about scanning while I'm rolling. That's something different. All right, Andrew Williams said the further you go, the bigger the toe. So stay low. Oh, yeah, man. Here's a nugget too, guys. Look, I think it's what 50. Let me think. I had it down pat because I got told. I hounded the tow truck dude, man. Like, hey, how much do these rates cost? My boy got told. He got told. I think 100 miles is $2,500, right? 100 miles, and they had to cross state line, so that boosts the price up more. I went 20 miles. It cost me 400, 450, 475, something like that. I got told 1 mile cost me 400, 450, 475, something like that. 575. It was something like that for 1 mile and 20 miles. So it's the same. Yes, the further you go, man. That's why some guys, what they do is they get towed to the nearest town, or they have a truck where they put a hitch on the back on the fifth wheel, and they go get their truck and bring it back to their mechanic in their town. I've seen guys do that too, because it costs anywhere $5 grand, man. You just broke down and take you back to Chicago. You know how much that bill going to cost? First of all, you got to find somebody that's willing to tow you that far. That's the first thing, going across all them states. And then once you're able to get back, you still got to pay the repair bill. Then what some guys would do, when I was running regional, what I did was, when I was running regional, I stopped at little towns and I find out which town got a good diesel mechanic in that town. And so in case I break down anywhere near any one of these spots I set up along my route, because what I did is I was running like Iowa. I was running Iowa, like up the coast of Minnesota. I was running like all up in there, right? And on my way there, I stopped in little towns, try to figure out which diesel shops was good around that towns or whatever. So in case I broke down anywhere near one of those spots, I'll get told to one of them spots. And then if the price was too high, I said, y'all need a truck, y'all finna hire one, pull me to the nearest airport because I'm out of here. I'm not finna get towed all the way back to the city from Iowa, from like Cedar Rapids, or from freaking, what's that one way up there by Minnesota? They got that Waterloo up there. I think it's Waterloo up there. It's just so close. It's up there, almost in Minnesota. All right, let me get back to this. I'm back. All right, Woods and Bike says they sort of do that with the weight stations pre-pass and that Apple called app, or the app called DriveWise. We talking about which talking about Woods and Bikes? We talking about which talking about Woods and Bikes? All right, Pop Tart, you said DOT is going to be able to ride behind our trucks and give us an inspection for ELD violations, use the truck data fines, and find out of service. Man, I don't know, man. That's crazy. Like I say, man, if he get, oh, it says okay. Wood Bike said the app. And Pop Tart said FMCSA website has posted it. You can read it now. So they'll be able to scan that. They'll be able to scan the ELD, right? Not necessarily. Of course, the driver information could be in the ELD. You see what you're talking about with Pop Tart? So they'll be able to scan the ELD from the car. That's what you're saying? Even within, like, I mean, they probably able to do that now. You know, I'm pretty sure they probably able to do that now. You know, because I got my app, mine is on the tablet. My ELD is on the tablet. The box is registered to my ECM in my truck, so I'm pretty sure it's Wi-Fi. You could just because my ELD is on the Wi-Fi to my box in my truck. So I'm pretty sure if the tablet could pick it up. I'm pretty sure that the DOT could pick it up too. I'm almost certain they could pick it up. So I'm used to that. But I think something like as far as like just able to like scan your truck and be able to just like pinpoint the driver, not the ELD, just the driver. Like you got to pull over and inspect you. I thought it was something else crazy, something super crazy. Woods and Bike says the app similar to pre-pass. Oh, okay, good stuff with them. I don't know about that Woods and Bikes. I ain't gonna tell you guys on here what I do, but I don't know much about that. I'll just say that. I know about pre-pass, but I don't have one. I just say that. So in case anybody watching, we legal around here, okay? We legal. All right, Pop Tart going trucking said I would think they would need a passcode to access to our ELD. I don't know. You talking about DOT here? You know what I'm saying? These guys the ones that can really break your seal in your trailer if they think some stuff is like leaking in your trailer, and they can reseal your trailer. So if they're able to do that, I'm pretty sure they could do some things. They could do some things to you, man. Some unthinkable things. I had a real bad. Well, I have had some bad experience with DOT, but none lately. Knock on wood. All right, no ELD for you. You got to owe the truck. Andrew said no ELD for you. You got to owe the truck. Okay. I think Pop Tart was saying too about they trying to make some older people owe the trucks. Get the ELD put it, get the ECM put it in their truck for the ELD. Compatibility. Capability. I'm gonna leave that alone on my head. What the bike said, do your thing, driver. Hey man, I'm trying. Pop Tart says but you can read it yourself to educate yourself with it on EFFCSA website now. Yeah, I am, man. I might have to look into that, man, because man, I don't know, man. I'm trying to. Guys, that's one reason I do intermodal too, man, because they get us on other things. Like they attack us for other things, not just your logbook. Like guys over the road, they could get them on DOT inspections too, but they mainly go for like violations on the ELD. That's what they go for them guys. Us, they could throw a coin in the air and pick something on us and find something. You know what I'm saying? So they really don't. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, man. They really can't just. They got so much they could pick on us with about. I'm talking about can haulers. When I say us, I'm talking about can haulers, guys. They got so many things they could find on us, so I don't think they really need to really find a specific reason to you do that to us. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. All right, what's the bike says? That couple I mentioned, their ELD is an action sketch. What you mean, Woods and Bikes? What you talking about, man? What you talking about, Woods and Bikes? All right, DB says, any suggestions on preventive maintenance for a recently purchased used truck before putting it to work? Yeah, man. Here's the thing. DB, get you the pen and paper real quick, man. I'm finna tell you some stuff to do. Let me know you're ready, DB. I want to start talking. You ain't got no pen and paper. All right, Pop Tart says pre-emissions trucks with 2000s and older engines are going to have ECM to be compatible ELD. I'm laughing. I'm smiling because I'm looking at Woods and Bikes. His comment. All right. They could do that. I mean, they could do that. You know, it don't. You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if they did do that because they all about getting a dough, and they can't really pinpoint a lot of guys running paper logs like they used to. You know, back in the day, you could run. You could run your. When I started driving, we did have paper logs. You know what I'm saying? Well, I used paper logs when I first started driving. So you could do some things with paper logs, but it's not as many. So the ones that it's like a handful of trucks that don't have ELDs. I mean, in comparison to like the whole truckers market, it's not so many of them, so they could squeeze them out. They could squeeze them out. You know what I'm saying? So it don't surprise me that they gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? All right, DB, I think you're ready. I hope you got some pen and paper there. I'm not sure. Are you ready? All right, this is what you do. DB. Hold on. What the bike says the rig is ELD exempt. Okay. All right, DB, this is what you do, man. You take your truck to a mechanic, not a part changer. Here's the difference. A part changer is able to change a brake chamber, able to change an airbag, stuff, something quick and simple. A mechanic is somebody who really know the mechanical works in and out, right? If you don't have a mechanic, this is what you could do until you get a mechanic. Take your truck into I would say like a speed car. I don't know where you live or what you got going on. A person that changes oil. What they could do is, hopefully you do this before you buy it. Take your truck, take the oil sample out of the truck and get it sent off, look for metal inside the oil, right? Because it means if metal inside the oil, it means something going bad inside your engine. I mean, the engine may be run right now, but it may be clunking out soon. A lot of guys get tricked like that. So while that's sent off, while you sending it off to get it, they may be able to do it on the spot right now. I'm not sure. Technology getting more advanced, so do that first. I would do a 3-box on it. A 3-box is, I'm gonna get to the questions. Dante, and Indy S23. I'm gonna get to y'all in 1 second. Do a 3-box on that. 3-box is your transmission, your 2 differentials. Change them right away. I think the average cost of that is about $420. It's worth the change. You get that changed. If you got a silver ring on the back of your differential, that means it's synthetic or it's fully synthetic. So I mean, you don't put no regular oil in there because it's fully synthetic. Now, some mechanics can flush it out and put regular oil in there, but I wouldn't recommend it. Keep the synthetic, full synthetic in there. Get that changed. You get a change every 250,000 miles. Every time you get an oil change, have them pull. Most companies do this. Most places do this when you get an oil change, your 3-box. Well, when you get an oil change, period, they're supposed to pull your differentials and check your oil. If it's light, if it's dirty. And if it get dirty before the 250,000 miles, change it. That'll save your rear ends. So you won't burn the rear ends. Secondly, I will get rid of that coolant that's in there. Flush that coolant out. I would get a coolant sample. They can check the pH. They can test the pH in your coolant to see how old is it, or what, so if it ain't got the right I don't know. It got some stuff in there. They can test the pH of the coolant to see if it's jacked up or not, right? I would get all that checked and then get that changed. I will have a mechanic go through the truck, have them check if you could probably do this stuff yourself, but I would just, to save you some headaches and problems, I will have your mechanic check it out. Air leaks, you really ain't worried about, you get them fixed, unless it depends on where it's at. But you're looking for mainly for like frame damage. You're looking for, it's so much. You can stand in the back of your truck. It's so much on this I want to put on here, but I'm gonna do it because he asked the question. I told him I'm answering live. Go to the back of your truck, look at the back of your truck. Look between the cab and the frame. Both sides should be even. If one side is off, is higher than the other, there could be a couple things wrong with that. It means it could be frame damage, it could be the leveling valve, or it could be anything wrong with it, but you want to make sure the space is evenly between the back of the cab and the back of the frame. Looking over your fifth wheel toward the back of your cab. One thing you can do. You can look at your tires that's on that. If they haven't changed them, look for the swerving on the tires. That could either be the axle was out of alignment, axle. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. There was a guy who was in a truck stop. Who was it? Who was in a truck stop? And he asked me, he said, because he saw me, I was doing something on my truck, because sometimes you got to do things in your truck in different places. So I'm working on my truck in the truck stop. And he was like, hey, man, you know about trucks? I said, I'm from Atlanta, make it hot, baby. That's it. I mean, you take that how you want. So he said, man, could you look at my truck? He had the same thing. He just bought a truck. I got up under that. Look, guys, check it out. This is what I seen. He said, man, I hear a noise on the driver's side or someone driving. He had a Volvo. I said, what kind of noise you hearing? He said, man, it's like a loud noise. Like, it's like every time I hear a bump, it's like boom, 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 boom. I said, man, it sound like motor mounts or whatever. I said, so I told him it sound like motor mounts. So I said, skip it. Volvo's got them low fairings. So I had to come in from the rear and scoot up under it. I ain't have a creeper. I'm on my back, just screwing up under the truck. Tell me why when I got to the front where he said he thought he heard the noise coming from. Whoever had that truck had such a bad accident. It's a frame. You got the frame right there. And you got the axle that comes under the frame. It's like this, right? This is the axle. This is the frame. It was so dinged up. The axle was like wedged into the frame. Like, I'm like, how you able to turn with this thing, man? Like, because the way it was all smushed up together up under there. I said, man, where you driving from like this? He told me. I said, how you make it here like this? He said, man, so you tell me it's a bad truck? I said, man, it's a horrible truck. You paid for this already? He said, no, man, they told me I could drive it to my mechanic. And so anyway, long story short is you got to look for all that stuff, guys, like DB. And I know it's a long thing, but I'm trying to pour as much in here as I could. I'll get some more questions on here. But if I was you, just do a really good look over. Change all your fluids. Get your oil sample tested. Change your 3-box. If you want to, it depends on how long the truck was sitting, change all your wheel seals, especially on your drives. Your steers, you don't have to worry about it as bad. Your drives, the wheel seals, they gonna pop on you. If that truck been sitting in a lot for like months, and they probably dry rot it, you go run probably like a week, maybe a month, your seals will start popping, one at a time. So I would change all my wheel seals. I don't know how your money looking, but I mean, you want to be home operated, man. You gotta, I'm just saying, just preventive maintenance. I would check my carrier bearing. That's from where your transmission goes to it's a drive shaft that goes from your transmission to your center bearing housing. Then it goes from that to like toward the front differential. I would check that. And when you check that, you're looking for like little cracks in your rubber or your bearing housing. You can see it. It could be round like this. It could be a drive shaft in the middle. It could be like rubber around it, and it could make little cracks. You see like a lot of cracks, not factory cracks, but like cracks. That center bearing housing is going bad. One last thing. You get up under the truck. You're on your back. You got to get on your back if you want to do this. Take both hands and shake your drive shaft up and down. From front, start the transmission, go all the way to the back. And then do between the two differentials, grab them boys and shake it. If it's like a boom, 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 making like that means the yoke's probably going bad in the joints. So you want to get that changed before you go on the road, before you sit down, drive down the road, your drive shaft is on the freaking road. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. One more thing. And I promise I'm gonna get some more questions up here, guys. I promise. This last thing. You asked for a DB. I'm dropping the bombs, man. You got some jack stands. Jack your truck up with some jack stands. Take a crowbar. Go up under your steer tires. So how your steer tires off the ground about this much. Take a crowbar, go up under there, and try to lift up on it. When you lift up on it, if it's moving like a boom, boom, it ain't supposed to move at all. That's the first thing. It ain't supposed to no play right there. If you hear boom, 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 that means your kingpins is going bad on the truck. Do both sides independently. Well, of course you can't do them both at the same time because it's on each one, you know. But yeah, that's some things to get you started, DB, man. I hope that answers your question. I know it's like long-winded, man, but I'm back. All right, let me get back up here. All right, NDS 23. Here, any advice about to buy my own semi? Keep pulling containers out of the ports. Do all that stuff I just told DB to do with the truck. Make sure you check all that stuff I just told him to do. And then, are you going leased on with somebody, or are you going with your own authority? If you're going leased on to somebody, the company you're going to, I would vet them first. I would see. I can't speak on the ports because I don't do ports, guys. I do intermodal rail yards. I do rail yards, so I don't know much about ports. I did a knockoff port one time, but it wasn't a real port, so I really don't know much about ports. I would find out which companies have more consistent freight, have more flexible hours for you to work, or do they only have like one set shift that they work and that's it? Now I heard the ports close at a certain time. I'm not sure, so I'm pretty sure it's somewhere between the hours that they open and closing. But I would make sure that you try to do as much research on that before you jump out there, you know, because some people jump out the pan to the fire. You know, they actually make decent money as a company driver. I guess they just want to do their own thing, and they get out there, they realize you out there. Once you out there, man, sink or swim, man. So just make sure you know what you're doing. That's all. All right, Pop Tart says, Gone Trucker said, Gentry and Sons Trucking just put a YouTube video up on the engines because he builds them and how anyhow. But watch the video and educate yourself on it because it's coming. Okay, Pop Tart, will do, man. I would definitely look into that. All right, Dante Williams said, hey, what y'all think of investing in diesel laptops? I think it'd be a wise investment if you know how to work it, because for one, every mechanic shop don't have a computer to put your truck on. Here's another thing too. I'm glad that triggered a thought. You can find a mechanic shop that you work with. Try to find one that has electrical mechanic and a regular mechanic. You can find a 2-in-1. That's cool. You'll need that, and also too, find a shop that has a laptop with the modern software to put on your truck. Because some shops can fix stuff. They really good at fixing stuff, but they don't have a computer to put it on, so they kind of guessing at it a little bit. Like my mechanic that I deal with, they have software, but not for my truck. But they know my truck so well because they've been dealing with it for so long. They really don't need a computer to really deal with it because they understand common problems with my truck. So that's a benefit. But a lot of shops, they not versed in. Like you got some shops they specialize in Volvos. You got some shops that specialize in Freightliners. Some specialize in Peterbilts. You got shops like that. So you got to find a shop that actually has software capability. So I would think that would be a good investment. I think that that software costs like it costs like 10 grand. It depends on from what my mechanic was telling me, it costs like 10 grand for the software. It's an investment, but I think you can make it back if you learn how to work it. All right, NSDS said, no, hold on, I missed some stuff up here. Hold on. All right, Pop Tart Going Trucker says we have a brand new Peterbilt. We will be okay, but if they have 2000s and older, it's going to be expensive, or they are going to try to stop trucks from making money. They don't. That's what I'm saying, man. These guys, boy. These guys, man. They try to shut down truckers, man, but they need us, man. That's the crazy part, man. How do you need somebody so bad, but you try to put all these regulations on people where you can't work? Somebody explain that to me. And the people that's putting the regulations in place, they don't even drive a truck. Never been on a truck a day before in their life. I'm just saying. All right, Miguel D Champs, you have been my inspiration since 2 years ago and getting into trucking, bro. Oh man, thanks, Miguel, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Much respect to you, man. Appreciate that, Miguel. All right, Pop Talk on Trucking says, preach, yes, sir. Them wheel seals are no joke. You ain't lying about it. It will definitely destroy your axles. Destroy the axles. Yeah, when them wheel seals leaking, you can't catch them. You know, them wheel seals that get me was when they leak, and they real small leaks, over time, you can't see it. Man, it's draining that oil out your diff. You know what I'm saying? You could burn up a rear end. All right, hold on. Let me see something. What's this? Okay, all right. I see what that is. All right. I already have. Okay, NSDS. Princess, baby, take it easy. You all right? Boy. Man, you threw my train of thought off, girl. What was I saying? Oh, it says already port to Bama. I'm lost, man. NSDS says 7 a.m. Okay, the port's open 7 a.m. to 2 a.m. Okay. That's not a lot of time to be open, man. You gotta really get in, you gotta really get busy, man. And I heard the ports is like a lot of lift-ons and lift-offs. So I'm just trying to figure out how you supposed to get your dough like that. Do they pay better? I don't know. Rails open, unless besides holidays, Rails is open all the time. So you can just get in and get out. If your load down is grounded, you get in and get at it. And your company open and they take the load, you get out how you live. So that's one good thing about it. All right, Woods and Bikes says Gentry's a good channel. Y'all might check them out, man. I'm gonna check them out, Woods and Bikes and Pop Talk on Trucking. All right, EJ Phoenix. I'll shout out to everybody in the chat too. I'm sorry, guys. I ain't shouting nobody out, man. I'm on a roll. I'm trying to roll with what I'm thinking while the wheels turning, you know. So shout out to everybody in the chat. How to break a contract with a company so I can get local in Chicago a better paying company. What you mean breaking contract, EJ? What you mean, like, are you leased on trying to break a contract? Because if that's the case, you can just break the contract. Because believe me, if you leased onto a company and they want to fire you or can you for whatever reason, they gonna break the contract with you. You say I quit. If it's a lease on position. Now, if you got another contract with like a term on it and you got other stuff in that, then I will go through a lawyer if it's that deep. All right, Dante Williams says, I heard $2,500 for a laptop and software. What software that cheap? What software you talking about? For like software for what? You know they got different software for like Detroit Diesel. They got software for like ISX. Or they got Cummins software. They got software for Peterbilt. They got software for KW. Which laptop you talking about? You got all the software on it for $2,500? I'm just saying. I'm asking. All right, my husband has been watching you for years, and since One Rich, he just asked if you knew him, and what happened to One Rich. Hey, shout out to your husband, Pop Tart. Tell him I appreciate the watch, man. The support over the years. One Rich, I used to watch One Rich myself. I really don't know what happened to him. I don't know. Last time I heard he was doing transporting trailers, trucks and stuff. That's the last thing I heard from him. But I don't know what happened with him. I used to watch him myself. All right, Ejex Phoenix said CDL trainer. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, EJ Phoenix. I broke my contract. I was supposed to be over the road for a year. With CR England, and I broke it in like 3 months. I just couldn't do it no more, guys. I couldn't do it. So I ended up having to owe money. I owe like $5,600, I think it was. Because if you stay with them for a year, then your tuition was paid, your schooling was paid. But if you broke the contract, you have to pay the full amount of your tuition. So I bit the bullet, man. I paid them the money for it because I was out. I just couldn't do it, man. I was getting paid 24 cents a mile. Do the math on that. Dante Williams said, how do I get with rail yard to my own intermodal? How do I get with rail yard on my own intermodal? Authority. You gotta go through UIA. I know that for sure. When you go through UIA, then how to get the loads on the board, I really don't know. I got buddies of mine actually doing what they're on authority, but what they tell me they do was Some of the brokers they dealt with actually had intermodal work, but they didn't have guys willing to haul intermodal. And you could do that. It's one way. That's one way you could do it. Like I said on my last live, you could go in with your own authority and go through UIA, get your own scat, get your own numbers. Or what you could do is you could get your own authority. You could what I was about to say. Dang. You get your own authority, or you could go up as a drayman or a drayage company for another carrier who already run intermodal, and you gotta fulfill their obligations of requirements for your carrier, and then you could probably just go on that way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's more than one ways to really get in there. It depends on what your goal is, what you're trying to accomplish. That's what I would ask you. What are you trying to accomplish, Dante? All right, what the bike says, yeah, Cali screwed a lot of drivers up with that stupid law. Okay, Big Med on here is a port hauler, Cali. He's a good source of information for ports in South Cali. What's the bikes talk to Med on here? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I watched Big Med too. Yeah, he is good on that. Cause I'm not sure about the ports, guys. I don't ask me anything about rail yards. I'll get you right with that, but I don't know about ports. All right, let me see. All right, pretty full, guys. Been on an hour. Anybody got anything else before we go on? I didn't get what's so good about this. I might leave this one up, guys, because we didn't even get to I didn't even get to the subject matter of this thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is good. I was gonna try to use it as a filler to find a reason to keep the video up because it wasn't flowing, but it's flowing pretty good. So I'll leave this one up on the channel then, because if it's like a bunch of just dead space on the video I'm not a vain. I'm not a how do I say it? It got to make sense to me to really do stuff like that. You guys never see me upload a video and just a bunch of me just rambling on about nothing. That's not my personality type. So if it's garbage, I'm gonna scrap it. All right. Anybody got anything else before I get off of here, guys? Anybody got anything else going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. I mean, Woods and Bike. Shout out to you, DB. Andrew Williams. Shout out to you, Long Way Fargo. Pop Tart going trucking. This is a shout out, guys, while I'm going through here. Did I miss anybody? Big O, shout out to you, Billy Madison. Andrew Williams, shout out to you. DB, shout out to you. Let's see if I missed anybody. I hope I didn't. Princess, what is that noise? Dante Williams, shout out to you.
That's the PlayStation light.
That's the light?
That's a PlayStation mic.
Oh, they loud in there.
Yeah, can I get some chips?
Not a lot. Go ahead though.
Okay.
NDS 23. Shout out to you, EJ Phoenix. Shout out to you. Appreciate EJ Phoenix. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the support. Speak briefly on all right, hold on. I think something else came through. Let me see. Tommy Reed, what's going on, man? What's going on, Tommy? Shout out to you being in the building. Dang, I'm late to the party. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you too, Tommy. Still out here doing my thing, man. Dr. Williams, you ever thought of opening a training school? That's why I got an academy. My academy is not like actually showing you how to drive type of academy. It's to show you from any position of trucking you in. The purpose of the academy is to give guys an out. Like if you ever want to just transition from trucking to really do your own thing.
It's not Mount Rushmore.
It ain't around much more. Let me see. Hold it down.
See, look. It's not Mount Rushmore.
All right, you got your water in there?
It's some type of water bottle, but I know I ain't drink that one.
That's the one from earlier. That's yours. Go get it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Dang, what was that? Oh, the academy. Speaking of the purpose of the academy, guys, because a lot of truck drivers feel like they're stuck in their truck. So the purpose of the academy is to show you from any position you're in, whether you're a company driver or your own operator, how to really build your career up to the point where you're making money in trucking because you learn about the business side of trucking, not just driving a truck. That's the easy part. Surprisingly, that's the easy part. The tough part is guys feel like once they get in a truck, and this is what I was going to touch on. I'm making another video. I might do a drivernomics. Take that back. YouTube, I don't mean drivernomics. Somebody got that trademark. Truckernomics. That's trademarked by me, so I can say that. Truckernomics. I'm going to do a truckernomics video about designing your desired outcome as an owner operator. Because a lot of owner operators become owner operators, but they don't have no end game. Company jobs become company jobs, but they don't have no end game. They may have a pension with a company, but they don't have no pensions. They may have 401k with a company, but they may get fired from that company and they 401k move and they keep moving instead of designing their own future themselves. The academy is designed to help you create your own financial freedom machine so that you could work because you want to work, not because you have to work. So that's the academy about, not the school per se, but the academy is about that. All right, let's see what I messed up here. No problem, EJ Finish. Thank you, man. In the NDS 23 hauling containers, I learned a lot from your videos. Thanks for the content. Went in knowing about them containers. Good stuff, man. That's the purpose of the video. That's the purpose of the videos. NDS 23. I'm glad I'm fulfilling that. Speak briefly on the subject. DB, what are you talking about? DB, what you talking about? Speak freely on what subject? All right, Woods and Bikes. Thank you for your videos and guidance, bro. No problem. Thank you, man. Thank you for supporting. Pop Talk going. To legally break your contract, you have to violate the terms. And if it's simple as quitting your job and getting a day job somewhere else, something that will give you a paycheck like a McDonald's. Pop Tart. Pop Tart said you could change driving jobs because of the contract. Okay. It says Pop Tart says, but the day labor job will avoid it, but you have to have a paycheck. All right, Woods and Bike says the contract should state ways to legally end the contract. Okay, you getting your answer? Who said that up there? Who said that up there? Anyway, whoever said that, they give you some answers down here. I don't know. I don't feel like looking up there. All right, Pop Top Going Trucking says that's how my husband quit CRST. Okay. Tommy Reed says, listen to this, man. I was married to a truck, but I'm finally getting my life back. Shout out to Tommy Reed, man. Shout out to you, bro. I know you've been through. In case you guys know who Tommy Reed is, I did an interview. Was it a podcast? I think it was a podcast interview about owner operator. I did an interview with Tommy Reed. Shout out to him, man. Appreciate that, bro. It's on the YouTube channel too. Pop Top Going Trucking USA. Trucks hired him after he got a day labor job. He got a paycheck. So what you mean you can't get a paycheck because you break a contract? I broke my contract, man. I was working somewhere everywhere, man. It was a crazy journey, but I got my paycheck. Oh yeah, Tommy Reed, yeah, it was in your backyard, man. Shout out to Tommy, man. Tommy Reed, shout out to you, bro. Pop Talk Going Trucker says you have to violate terms willfully and intentionally. Yeah, but you also look at the term. Like you said earlier, you gotta look at the terms on it, right? Then you to find out how you get out that contract legally, right? Did you say that earlier, Pop Tart? Let me see. See, I didn't know none of this. You know what I'm saying? When I was reckless, man. I was just trying to figure it out, man. I didn't know none of this legally way of getting out of contracts. Woods Bike says that's why it's best to have a lawyer in your corner. I concur that statement. Put some money in yourself because you're gonna need them. One thing though, I will say this. Speaking of lawyers, I used to have this company. I don't even put them on because I want them guys suing me. I don't know if they're gonna see this video or not. But I had this company where when I first started driving, become an operator, where they're supposed to cover your lawyer fees in case you have any moving violations or tickets, something like that. You gotta be careful with that too, man, because I actually had I did a video when I got like an $8,000 fine. I was overweight, and man, the lawyer went to go to bat for me, man, in court. But this dude was like having coffee with the judge, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I paid this company for like a year and a half, almost 2 years before I even needed them. When I finally needed them, they didn't give me about that jam. I just say that. So be careful when you hire them prepaid services where it's supposed to have a lawyer on deck for you. Just go hire your own lawyer who ain't in bed with I ain't gonna say it like that. Go hire your own lawyer that could go to bat for you. I just say that. All right, Woods and Bike says, yeah, that's what Woods and Bike says. Pop Tart says you have to get a day labor job and get a paycheck. Is a day labor job you talking about like as far as like a temp service, like a day labor job like that? I think the contract only good for like the company itself though. Like they could sue you, but I'm pretty sure they can only sue you for the money you owe for like. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know. I really don't know. I ain't finna say that. Nope. Matter of fact, I retract that statement. I don't know. Get a lawyer. I just say that. You ain't finna say TNL said something. They come trying to sue this brother. And I'm gonna tell them you be just practicing because you ain't getting nothing from this guy. All right. Pop Talk on Trucking says my husband went to do electrical work and he stayed for a month and was able to get back in a truck with a mega fleet.
Sorry.
It's okay, Peanut. You got your water?
Yep, it's in there.
All right. EJ Phoenix says 14 hours times 5, yet paid for 8. I'm trying to understand, EJ Phoenix. What you saying? 14 hours times 5, yet paid for 11 for the last 8 months. Have an E restriction. Thanks, PT. Oh, you talking to PT? Okay, cool. All right. What's the bike says? Everyone got bills they need paying. Them bills, huh? Them bills will put you up the road, man. But anyway, guys, it's been about an hour and 15 minutes. That's actually longer than I thought I'd be on here, guys, to be honest with you. Shout out to you guys for having your questions and the thing. I hope I answered a lot. Now, I'm going to try to go, before y'all get out of there, leave comments in the, shall I leave this up? You guys want to leave this up on the channel? Put yes in the comment if you do, in the comments, guys. If not, I'm going to snatch this boy down. All right, Pop Talk on Trucking says CRT wouldn't cancel his contract because he owed them money and he didn't want to pay them, so he quit and did electrical work and then went back to driving. As long as it worked out for him, you know what I'm saying? As long as it worked out for him. As long as it worked, the whole goal, man, is find what works for you, man. If he's able to do that and come back into trucking without it really affecting him like that, then shout out to him for doing that. I did it. I broke my contract was something different. Anyone thinking of being an owner operator, run fast, LOL. Man, it's more to being an owner operator, guys. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a Truckernomics video about being owner operators. I was gonna do it on here, but we had a lot of questions come through. And shout out to everybody that asked questions and comments back and forth. Get the laugh, you know what I'm saying? So time passed really quick, you know. But I'm gonna attempt to do more lives on Sunday nights. I'm gonna try to. Today was just one of them days that actually worked out. You know what I'm saying? Last time it was people who was on the live last time, we got kind of crazy, man. But this one was actually a little bit better. So then eventually I'm gonna start going on my desktop until I get this software stuff together. But anyway, anybody got any more questions before I get out of here, guys? Anybody got anything? Going once, going twice? Hold on. Hold on, guys. There we go. Yeah. What do you guys think about this live, man? What do you think about these live questions, Q&As, man? Did I do okay job at it, man, or did I suck? All right, Pop Talk on Trucking says, but driving a truck in the last 10 years, we're able to retire now, so trucking is good. Shout out to trucking, man. Shout out to Pop Talk on Trucking, man. All right, Woods and Bikes. All right, Mr. EJ Phoenix says, thank you, EJ Phoenix. I appreciate that, man. So I'm gonna start doing more, guys. I'm gonna try to do more lives, man. On Sundays, at least. You know what I'm saying? I figured people be off chilling, trying to get ready for their Monday morning hump day, or Monday morning, not hump day, Monday morning work. You know. So anyway, that's it, guys. You guys got anything else? Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Woods and Bikes. Appreciate that, Woods and Bikes. Thank you, DB. My bad, called you DB. Look forward to the next one later. Yeah, shout out to Tommy Reed. Shout out to you guys, man. All right, guys, nothing else going on. I might leave this live up, guys. I'll leave it up. Skip it. Why not? So somebody can replay it and get them nuggets about the trucking, that truck stuff, I put on here. But anyway. Man, thank you, Pop Tart. Tell your husband I said appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Million. Appreciate everybody on here, guys. Everybody support the channel, man. I appreciate it. So anyway, guys, nothing else? Nobody got going on here? So I'm ready to end this. Be a father right now, because my kid got to get ready for school in the morning. So anyway, it's kind of late too. Anyway, so all right, guys, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I shot one up tomorrow too, another video tomorrow too. So if not, I'll see you guys next video. All right, guys, peace. Uh-oh.